Have you ever accomplished something only to realize that there was a better way of doing it? Maybe a faster way, a more efficient way, or a way that was less expensive? In this video, I want to talk to you about what I wish I knew before I started reselling on eBay. Number one, I would not have depended on my reselling income. So what I would have done, because I made my exit from my corporate job a little bit earlier than I probably should have, in the sense that I didn't really have my eBay business built up to the point where it could really support. Like I was just banking on me figuring things out, and thank God I was able to figure some things out and get plugged in with some communities that help. And I'll talk a little bit more about community later on. But I would have built up my eBay business to the point where it could have sustained our income whenever I decided to make that exit. And so this would have given me the opportunity to continue to keep reinvesting my profits and really build a significant business, one in which I wasn't having to constantly depend on that income. Number two, I wish I would have understood the workload and the time commitment that um, it requires, right? You don't realize that, you're going to have to put in a lot of work. And so I was thinking, okay, hey, I'm going to be my own boss. This is going to be fun and make my own hours. But yes, there is freedom, there is flexibility. But at the end of the day, if you want to build a successful business, you do have to put in that work. And that wasn't something that I really understood in the beginning. But I think had I really known that ahead of time, I would have better been able to prepare myself and would have really started on a solid foundation. So that leads me to number three, which is I wish I would have known how to be my own boss. I wish I would have known how to manage my own time or how to manage laziness, because whenever you for, your whole life have been told what to do, when to do, it becomes very, very difficult when nobody's in your ear telling you what to do, or there's no consequences, or the consequence is, maybe if you don't work, you don't eat. But there's nobody, telling you, okay, hey, you got to meet your listing goal. Hey, you have to go outsourcing. Hey, you have to take these photos. You need to take them at this time. If you don't take it at this time, you won't get to it. And so just learning how to manage myself, learning how to be my own boss, and, understanding that in order for this work to get done, I have to be very, very serious and very firm with my schedule and how I go about doing things. So number four, I wish I would have known what products, what brands, what styles to focus in on, because there's such a vast assortment of brands and items that are out there. It would have been nice to just kind of have a singular focus in the beginning, and that information was there. But like I said, I didn't really know to start there. But that's probably where I would start today. Was it would be to just kind of get that information, get that knowledge, study the market, study particular items, be it t-shirts or casual button-down shirts, or jeans, or electronics, whatever that space is. Like really studying it and getting familiar. That way, whenever I did decide to go full time, I would have had all that knowledge. I would have had a working knowledge, and sourcing would have become a lot easier. Pricing items would have become a lot easier. I'm going to be releasing a video next week. It's going to be called A Blueprint to Knowing or Finding What Products to Buy to Resell on eBay. So stay tuned for that. I'll be looking out for it. But all in the effort just to help you out and give you the tools necessary so that you don't have to start off as slow as I did. So lastly, number five, I would have gotten into community a lot sooner. So I kind of wanted to be a solopreneur, kind of go at it alone. But I found that that was just not very good for my mental health. It wasn't good just growth wise. Like I needed to be around other like-minded people. And, it was great to be able to find other resellers, people who had the same challenges I had, who were striving towards being successful, and just to be able to talk shop a little bit, like that was just very therapeutic for me. And so like if I wish I would have known that sooner, because if I would have talked to like a mentor, they would have been able to tell me, hey, maybe don't quit your job so soon, or quit your job after you've made this amount or saved this amount. I think that would have been helpful. And then also, like, they could have helped me narrow down, okay, what business model to use. Because if you have a specific business model, then you're going to be very niche down, and you're going to know exactly, what your listing habit needs to be, what your schedule needs to be. Like, there's just so much that comes from having clarity. And so being in a group, being around other people who have been on that journey before already, like, it pays off hugely. So the sooner you can get plugged in, the sooner you can get adapted, the better for your career. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this type of content. I can't wait to connect with you in the next video. If you haven't subscribed, consider hitting that subscribe button, and I will see you guys next week.